Okay, guys, we're going to take a look at the second part of our quadratic vocabulary. And again, I'm going to start with this graphic organizer, just like we've been dealing with so far. And I'm going to be filling in some pieces as we go. Today, again, is just about working on, again, some more of the quadratic vocabulary and features. So I'm going to go to the first one. I'm going to go to this center spot right here to start filling some stuff in. So in this spot, it's still going to be quadratic vocabulary and features. That was similar to what we did the last time, so I guess I'm just going to write part 2, just so when I go to identify it, I kind of know what's going on. And in this one, we have 4 pieces that we're going to kind of deal with as we're trying to look at our quadratic graphs. So in the first piece, we're going to talk a little bit about the opening of the graph. So in the opening of the graph, it kind of depends on 2 pieces. It depends on if it's x equals or if it's y equals. So let's start with y equals. So if it's y equals, this would be our general formula. So if it's y equals, if this value right here, if a is positive, that means my graph is going to open up. If this value right here for a is negative, it's going to open down. Now, we said before, not all of our equations are going to be y equals. Sometimes they're going to be x equals. So let's take a look at those ones. I'm going to talk a little bit. Again, heading's going to be the opening of the graph. And this one is going to be when it's in the standard form of x equals. So it'd be x equals ay squared plus by plus c. So if a is positive, it's going to open to the right. And again, if we're talking about a, we're talking about this value right here. So if that value for a is negative, then it's going to open to the left. Okay, one more piece about the feature here that I want to make sure that you get. In the next piece, let's talk about our axis of symmetry. So axis of symmetry, some people call it a line of symmetry. So basically, it's a line that cuts your graph into 2 mirror images. So let's say that I have a graph that looks like this. Then the line of symmetry would be one that goes right through the middle here, and it's going to hit the graph right there at the vertex point. But basically, if I took this line then, if this were a piece of paper, on this line, if I folded this, then this would sit right on top of this. They'd be mirror images of each other. Okay, there's one more piece that I want to talk about before we go on, because we're going to really be talking about being able to make a graph of a parabola. So if I'm going to make a graph, there's really a couple different ways that you can do it. It can be done if you're given the points and you can connect them. So sometimes they'll just give you the points and away you go. Sometimes you'll get half the graph and you can use the mirror image to get the other. Sometimes they'll give you a table or you'll have to make one. Sometimes they'll give you an equation and you'll have to find some points to do it. And that's where we're going to spend the majority of our time next time.